It's a headline that would stop any fan of cozy mysteries and heartwarming Christmas tales in their tracks. Lori Loughlin's final Hallmark movie. Your heart might do a little flip-flop, a sense of an era ending, of a familiar, friendly face disappearing from the warm glow of your television screen. We've welcomed her into our homes for years, haven't we? As Abigail Stanton in the deeply cherished When Calls the Heart, her gentle strength and warm wisdom were the bedrock of Hope Valley. We followed her through every clue and every treasure in the garage sale mysteries, feeling like we were right there with her, sifting through forgotten trinkets with a cup of tea in hand. So, let's talk about that headline. Let's talk about the feelings it brings up, the nostalgia, the sadness, maybe even a little bit of confusion. Because the truth is, the story of Lori Loughlin and the feel-good movies we adore is far more complex and in many ways more emotional than a simple goodbye. It's not an ending, it's an unexpected plot twist, a new chapter that has already begun to unfold. The reality is, the last few years have been a roller coaster, not just for Lori, but for us, her loyal viewers. When the college admissions scandal first broke, the world seemed to pause. It was a jarring, confusing time. The news was everywhere, and in the midst of it all, Hallmark, the network that had become synonymous with Lori's warm and inviting presence, made the difficult decision to step away. The garage sale mysteries vanished from the schedule, and Abigail Stanton gracefully departed from Hope Valley. It was an abrupt and emotional farewell, one that left a void in the hearts of many. For a time, it truly felt like an ending. But here's where the story takes its turn, where the themes we love in her movies, themes of redemption, second chances, and the enduring power of community, began to play out in real life. The silence was eventually broken, not by a grand announcement from Hallmark, but by a quieter, more tentative return. Whispers turned into news as some of her older films began to reappear on Hallmark's streaming service. It was a small step, but for fans who had been waiting, it was a glimmer of hope. However, the truly significant shift, the next big scene in this real-life drama, came from a different direction altogether. A new home emerged, a place ready to offer that second chance. Great American Family. It was here that Lori Loughlin truly stepped back in front of the cameras, not for a final movie, but for a new beginning. She reprised her beloved role as Abigail Stanton in the When Calls the Heart spin-off. When Hope Calls, a move that sent waves of excitement through her dedicated fan base. And then came the new movies. Films like Fall into Winter and A Christmas Blessing saw her return to the genre she excels at, playing characters who are relatable, resilient, and full of heart. It was a quiet comeback, one built on the unwavering support of viewers who believed in the power of forgiveness. This is where the emotional heart of the story lies. It's not in a shocking announcement of a final movie, but in the powerful testament to loyalty and the very human desire for redemption. The journey hasn't been a straightforward, perfectly scripted one. It has been messy and complicated, much like our own lives, and perhaps that's why so many have continued to champion her return. We see in her story a reflection of our own imperfections, our own mistakes, and our own hopes for a fresh start. To see her back on screen, still embodying the warmth and sincerity that made us fall in love with her characters in the first place, is a powerful experience. It's a reminder that life doesn't always follow a neat and tidy script. There are unexpected turns, moments of crisis, and the challenging, often public, process of rebuilding. So, while there is no shocking news of a final Hallmark movie today, there is a much deeper, more poignant story to tell. It's a story of a career that was seemingly over, only to find a new path forward. It's a story of a fan base that refused to say goodbye, that held on to hope and celebrated a return. And it's a story that continues to unfold, not with an ending, but with the promise of more stories to come, more characters to love, and more heartwarming moments to share. The channel may have changed, but the connection we feel, that sense of coming home to a familiar friend, remains as strong as ever. And that in itself is a story worth celebrating.